What's going on? Blossom is back, and welcome back to part 2 of the garage showcase. This garage is so friggin' insane that I need to split the showcase into 2 parts. So yesterday I gave you an entire rundown of the entire 3,000, car garage. Today we're just gonna be focusing on the legendaries because let's be honest, that's what everybody wants to see. I have the owner with me today. You might have heard his voice in a lot of my streams in the past. State yourself, my man. I was gonna say cuz, but my man.
I can be your cuz.
State yourself, cuz.
I'm Cannonball of Death. This is my garage, and hi everybody, welcome in. This is like cribs, but it's like garage cribs.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. This is MTV garages. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they give you a nice little tour. Do you want this to be your entrance? Do you want guests to walk in and the first thing they see is just RQ80s?
Well, I guess. Usually, I guess maybe we'd start at the 100s, but we should build to that. That makes for a better cinematic. Oh, now you spoiled everything.
Well, I recorded the entire video already of your entire garage. They know what's here.
Now everybody knows I haven't maxed my Remac.
I cannot wait. Let's talk about this. So we enter your garage, we enter the foyer, right? And we have all these prized possessions. You got a fully upgraded 918, fully upgraded 905, fully upgraded Centenario, and then you just have like your project car being a Navera. Why is it not finished?
I can't decide. I can't flip it over. Let's take a look. You can see that the fuses are it. All right, so scroll down here. Yeah, you got it like 696, right? Mm-hmm. So, do I drag spec it? Do I go twist it? What do I do here? I know everyone's saying you clearly do 699, and I get that, but there is an argument to be made for 996ing this, and. Like even today in the daily, I was looking at it and I was thinking I could beat this guy if I had drag spec'd this, but I can't now because I could tie him right now because it was a drag, right? And I was like, I could tie him, but I can't beat him. And this is the best drag car in the whole game if you 996 it, right? If you 996 it, then nothing can beat this on the drags.
Yeah, you're right. But also an argument can be made that if you 699 it, it's still gonna beat a Yesco on the drag anyway.
Yes, but it doesn't beat another Remac.
Exactly. So what you have
only the 996.
What you have going on with the Navera is basically just a Dodge Durango situation on steroids.
No, you know what it is? Because I did the same thing on the Epic Nomad because it's the best rear-wheel drive slalom, and so I 323'd it, and everyone else was like, no, you 233 that for city streets, and I was like, yeah, but for slalom it's better, and I don't think they've used it for slalom. I don't think a single slalom track has come up with that one.
Wait, what do you mean it's the best rule? You telling me it beats the Superlight?
No, for off-road.
Oh, for off-road. I was gonna say, I was like, what? Yeah, see.
Breaking news: the Nomad beats the Superlight. Yeah.
I was just like, what? Yeah, I actually mentioned I had a closer look at your Nomad yesterday's video when we showcased your garage, and I mentioned that I was going to go 233 on that because I would dry spec my Nomad as well. But you went 323 just for slalom.
Yeah. So because it's the fastest off-road rear-wheel drive in the game. Nothing else beats it. So I figure. When that track, see, city streets, there's something else that could beat that. Depending on the recs, whatever the recs are, if the requirements kind of pair it, so that's the same thing with this Remac. Only the Remac matters a lot more than the stupid Nomad, right? This is playing for keeps, and that's why I'm like, okay, do I go with the extreme here of the drag and nothing? And you should put this on the drags anyway, right? It's a drag car, but it's got some curve to it too.
It does.
That's why I can't decide. That's why it sits at 696 because I can't decide. I got to live with it for a little while and then decide.
One thing I will mention though is that if you do 996 it, yes, you have clout over the other Remacs on the drag, but you are still going to lose to Koenigsegg's in the test bowl.
That's true.
So that might be one downside, but you can sit on it. You can sit on it.
what if I cut their tires? You know, what if I just like de-inflate all of their tires and then they can't?
I mean,
There should be a way to sabotage other cars in this game.
Another thing that's interesting is that the Rimac and the Koenigsegg, they're not going to be in the same basket a lot of the time because they're usually split by drivetrain anyway, so they kind of fight in different areas. Or another thing that I wanted to say was, you know, I know you're Canon, okay, I know your sense of humor. The way that you upgrade this car could just be a metaphorical way of just flipping everybody off.
That's true too.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing I was thinking about. It would be one of the most Canon things to do. But we talked about the Rimac a lot. We know your philosophies. This is your foyer, okay? I think this is like everyone talks about the top 8 cars that you see, and this is your top 8. Are you proud of your top 8?
Yeah, I mean, the Veyron is sitting there. I think the same kind of situation with the Veyron, actually, and I really want to grab another one of these so I can have one of each. So maybe when that two-tone comes out, I'll start trying to focus on getting another Veyron, but or a different Bugatti. Obviously, there's some Bugattis that are missing here that I think that's the glaring omission to this garage is where's your bugs, man? And the other Veyron, the 16.4 Veyron, doesn't have anything in it. It's relatively new, considering, you know, how old is it?
Yeah, that's
53 days.
That's new, yeah. So less than 2 months old.
Yeah, and I haven't really sat down and focused on. I haven't had much need for it yet, so I've really just kind of the other one, the 16.4 Super Sport. I've had that one for a little bit longer, and so I've put more into it.
It's also crazy to see that this
everything
has
else I'm happy with it.
62% win ratio.
It's because it's one of these that like it's like in the daily I'll use it as a sacrifice, you know, and then and I'm using the other pieces. It's almost like chess, right? Like you're using that, you're sacrificing a good car and only getting like a 50-point loss as opposed to using another, lesser car and getting like a 75-point loss or something.
Right, and I was gonna say, I think that this car right here and the win ratio that it has is a fantastic representation at how high of a level your garage operates. Because this is the car that's tanking your losses because you have 4 cars better than it in most situations.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely crazy. But let's move down to the motorsports section over here. So we got the Fat, the Pikes Peak, the XJR9. Do you have a favorite out of any of these motorsport cars that you've won?
Man, the IDR is amazing.
It's ridiculous.
The thing is crazy. But I mean, as much as I love it and it's fun because it racks up so many points. And when did I get a loss? I forgot. I had a 100% ratio for a long time.
Well, that
I don't remember losing
because I wasn't using your IDR at any time. So
yeah,
I was still gonna say that's insane. 99% win ratio with over 1,000 races in only 145 days. Those are incredible stats.
It was 100% for long. I don't even remember getting a loss. I must have played it and not watched the race or something.
You know what though? It does. The percentage goes down if you get a tie.
Maybe that's what it was.
So maybe.
But I even tried to avoid ties. Mm-hmm. I try to avoid ties because it racks up points, and so if I can help it, I try not to tie. I try not to play it.
Well, I'm not sure, man. But yeah, 99 is still really good. One thing that I knew was 100, for sure. Was your EXP. Now the last time I checked, it had one race. It had one race.
Yeah.
I think it.
That was just a test.
No! Did you use this somewhere recently?
I was running some tests for somebody. They wanted to see what it would. I think it was like the sand daily, and I was like, yeah, okay, I'll run it on that.
Oh, okay. See, I thought that this was definitely the card you want to keep at 100, because I saw it one race 100%. I was like, all right, I'm not going to be touching this at all.
No.
Do you have any other legendaries here of 100% win ratio that you might know?
IDR would be the one that I thought was at 100%, but I guess I'm wrong.
I mean, I think it's probably 99.999. It's probably one tie. I don't know, though. Is there anything else that's 100%? Maybe the 905B?
I would say 91. 91.
Fat.
I would say the XJR9 It won't be 100, but that's my go-to. That's a workhorse for me, man.
Oh my, yeah, it is 3,000. You race this thing more than 10 times a day.
Yeah, that one works.
That's insane though, because you don't even play clubs. So where are all the races going to?
Just I maxed that one out as soon as I got it, and like that week it was like, hey, we got 3 races for this thing. It just fits all of the requirements. Anytime you can put it in, you put it in. It's a great car.
No, it is. It's a fantastic car.
I mean, there's cars that will beat it, but I would argue this is one of the best cars in the game. It's just so it goes, it can handle, and I know there's other cars that do that too. I mean, we were just talking about IDR would beat this on most tracks, but it's just so useful. It's a really, really good tool.
No, I know what you mean, and it's incredibly lightweight. It's from the 80s, and it's just a fantastic car. I really wanted that. I got 11th in that final, and Val just can't stop. He keeps mentioning it. Every time I'm in a call with him, he's like, so, Blossom, did you get that Jaguar? Blossom, did you get that Jaguar? He knows how much I wanted that. That's a fantastic car. I'm glad you got it.
Why's dude gotta rub it in like that? Why can't he be supportive? Why can't he be a bro?
Nah, he's a bro. That's why he's doing that. But off to some of the questions I have written down. Do you remember what is your first maxed legendary?
The 12C.
12C! Ah, the campaign boy! Yeah. Alright, where is he? 89. There it is. And you have another one stock as well.
Yeah, but I don't think that stock one's never even touched the track. I don't think it's ever raced. And I will tell you, I maxed it out pretty quickly, and I'm really happy I did. I know most people don't recommend maxing it, but it really, really helped me when I was in that stage of like just starting. See, I played the campaign first, and then when I didn't even know what any of the events were. I didn't play any of the events. I was just like, oh, let's play these different stages. And then when I got to the end, I was like, okay, well now what? What are these event things? And I started looking at those, and I had this 12C, and I was still well under 5,000 trophies, so I was starting to kind of use this a lot when I was getting into the events, and having a max legendary really helped me win a lot of those events. I was getting a lot more success pretty quickly.
You know, especially in the early game scenario, if you can max a 12C, I don't think that's ever going to be something anyone would look down on. I wouldn't recommend putting in an upgrade, because that's what everybody does, because everyone puts in an upgrade because they think they'll beat other 12Cs that are stock. But if you can max it out, I mean, even in my situation, I don't have a max 12C, so...
Well, I think too, it's a really good car. I mean, to win in the campaign, it's the perfect car. I think they chose it really well, because it's not awful, but it's not fantastic, right? It's not the best car, but it's a decent car for what it is. And if you're just starting out playing this game, that's a prize worthy of trying to get. If you max it, it can actually go. You know, it's got some decent MRA. It's a good car. Now, that being said, I never use it anymore. I can't remember the last time I've used this car. It's been a long time, but it definitely did its work when I had it.
So, obviously, very, very old legendary. What made you go 233? Why did you go 323 on this one, like some of the other epics and ultras I've seen that are really old in your garage?
I think this, when I maxed it, because it was my first one that was maxing, I was like, how are you supposed to max the... See, I was still going on to like the top drives, club top drives, and looking at the recommendations for how people had voted to tune stuff, and that was really misleading. There were a lot of tunes on there, like everything was 323.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, absolutely right. Nobody knows how to vote on that website, I swear to God.
And then when I got here, that's when I started. When I was starting to max this out, I said, okay, I need to actually find out, am I doing this the right way? Like, what is the best tune here? And I remember talking to someone, I can't remember if that was right around when I joined your Discord. I was talking to someone, and they mentioned, don't do it like that. Don't 323 it. That's a bad tune.
I'm so glad someone saved you. Oh, it was probably, if it wasn't me, it was probably like Kevin or Uncle, maybe Leo, maybe at the time. I think he was still playing when you first joined. So
I think Leo just quit when I first joined.
Okay, so he was obviously still very active. He could have told you. He could have been the one that saved you.
We could be the same person, you know? It's possible.
Do you have a burning desire to collect every Subaru in the game?
It's not a desire, but I inadvertently end up doing it.
Yeah, you will. I know that you are missing the 79, the blue Subi though. That you have wishlisted.
Yeah, I want that one pretty bad.
Yeah, I hope you get that one pretty soon. So moving on to the next question. This one's pretty interesting. What legend were you forced to max for a tri-series? I'm sure there are a lot here that
you're looking at it. You're looking at it. I hate it. I hate that this one is maxed.
I don't think it's that bad though, because it has its niche. It's a GE saloon that's medium. It's the only one. It will beat the Jags.
I'll never use it again.
It's not as bad as like my 959 per se, but it's bad.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I you know what happened though? What I will say is that I can't remember what final that was. Those requirements that was all like it was all UK because there was like Jags in there too. But anyway, that one you needed like medium. It was like UK mediums or something like that.
I think it was it was a GE saloon final. I think that was right.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was a GE saloon final. I think that was for the P1 GTR.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't have the Bentley, and you know I opened all the packs and I didn't get anything, and I was just like, shit, man, this is not. I'm not gonna get this car, and I was kind of hanging on barely, and I did the tune-up, and this popped out of the tune-up, and it was so clutch. I was like, yes, and man, immediately I had to speed max this and get the job done, and I got it done.
I think it's just crazy that you pulled the second one 40 days later. How did that feel?
Yeah, then I was just like, oh man, I don't even need you anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is some value you can get from this though. The fact that it's a saloon, like, I think it's bad, but it's slightly better than my 959, which I had to force to max. Luckily, you didn't need to do that, although you do have 3.
Yeah.
So, yeah. 3092, those are the stats. I don't think...
Yeah.
It's like
Rough.
one handling more than the Flying Spur, but the Flying Spur is a saloon, so I would honestly rather have that in the game purpose. But, okay, so you were forced to max that, but what was your least favorite max legend? Would you say it's this, or was there another one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
no, for sure this one. But well, that keeps going. That one right there, the Lambo, the 86 Lambo. That one I had to take up to 20. I can't remember what it was. It's now maxed, but it was like 21 out of 24, the upgrade. And I can't remember if it was like a 696 or something. But I can't remember what the tune was. But I had it almost maxed, and then I was just like, you know what? Screw it. Let's just finish this stupid thing because I might use it in the dailies or something. I don't know. It just seemed like it was annoying me that it wasn't done. And so I just took 3 epics and was just like, let's just finish this thing so I don't have to look at it anymore.
You know, I remember you telling me this story, I think it was a couple of weeks ago. It inspired me, Canon, this story of your crappy Lambo, because I have a Lotus Evora, RQ80 Lotus Evora, that I have at, I think it's 669. It's one fuse away. The only reason that's holding me back is I'm just afraid that one day I'll wake up, boom, they're patch notes, it's going to Epic. My heart would break at that point. But I also really want to finish it because, you know, it's a max legend and the stats would be 3399. Oh, God.
I think you could have a really good argument to, like, I don't know, to beg Hutch to move your fuse or something over to another car if you fused up a legendary and then they moved it down to Epic.
Oh no, they would do that. I mean, so it's not even like a secret thing anymore. Like, so many players have requested for this and so many of them have been approved. The main thing that is scary though is just the time you have to wait because, you know, support's very slow. It could be 2 weeks until they'd be like, oh yeah, okay, we finally moved it, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just that period of uncertainty that really kills me. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm just 3 epics away from maxing out this Lotus, and I think that I will actually finish it once I finish off the Dodge collection, because I'm also 1 upgrade away from finishing my ACRX. So when that's done, We'll finish another one. Maybe finish both of them on the same day. I'm 6 epics away from 2 new max legends. But we're talking about your legends over here. So if the first 8 legends was the foyer, then I guess we're kind of in the section of the guest bathroom of your MTV garage tour. Isn't that right? The Bentleys over here.
Yeah, we'll get to the basement toilet here in a few minutes, but yeah.
we have 3 of these. So we were talking about the Vantage before we started like recording. We will talk about the Vantage again later and what happened to the 5th one. How about these Bentleys over here? Did you always have 3, or were there more?
I feel like I was born with these 3 Bentleys. No, I don't know. Did I always have them? No, but I don't know. They just showed up. I think I got one of them like. Yeah, I don't even want these things, man. Like,
these 2 are 3 days apart.
Yeah, and it wasn't even. I can't remember how I. Oh, I was going sick on that Christmas collection over something. There was a card that I really wanted out of that. Well, go to the Christmas collection. What was the?
I just think it's I will, but I think it's absolutely funny that you 1-starred this and you didn't race it at all.
No. Well. I told you before, like the reason why I do that is so that I can try to, let's see, what was it that I was after? No?
Could have been the Regera, maybe the GT3.
No, I already had the Regera. No, it wasn't anything in there. I'm mistaken.
That's it. I mean, it was 169 days ago that you got both of these. Christmas collection wasn't 169 days ago.
No, it must have been part of a different collection or just a coincidence. I don't know.
Yeah.
But anyway, what was I saying? I forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah. The reason why I 1-star. So for me, it's easier to 1-star. That way I know which one I'm working on or which one I'm keeping. And now the ones that have no stars, I can fuse those or sell those or do whatever I need. I know that those are the ones to discard. If it's got a star on it, then that's a signal to me to not, like, I'm keeping that one.
Yeah, I mean, if these cards are going to help you in Christmas collection, I don't know when they're ever going to help you, honestly.
Yeah, and so, I mean, now at this point, they're just waiting to be they're food, right? They're waiting to be put into something else. But I want to keep at least one, and so that's why I 1-star. And I know there's maybe better ways to do that, and some people would argue, well, it's just a waste of money to do that. But I don't know. I feel like you can get cash fairly easily in this game, even if you're not playing clubs. I think if you just start clearing your prize boards, then you can get some decent cash. I mean, I have all of my low end. I have all ultras and below, so anything that pops up on a prize board is just converted to cash immediately. You know, I don't have to save anything for a challenge or anything like that. I've already got it, so it all just gets converted into cash. So it's not that hard to get the cash back for that. You know, I think
that's the dream, to have every ultra in the game. So whatever you get from a pack opening is just fuse, or you can sell. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to hit that state. I'm slowly getting there. I'm kind of at the state right now where I've already maxed out all the key ultra rares, so I'm kind of just like cleaning up the crap. That's where I'm at right now. So once that's done, I'll enter Valhalla, I guess, or Nirvana, or whatever you want to call it. I'm waiting to get there.
But see, it's just another stage though after that, because then it becomes epics, and now you're like, okay, now we got to work on all the epics. It just never ends.
And then after the epics is the legendaries, but after the legendaries, then it ends, I guess.
And you keep telling yourself, no, I'll be satisfied with just the ultras, and no, you're not. It just automatically converts over.
Yeah. So was this for the FAP?
Probably. I don't know. I don't think I've used that very much, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's okay.
No, it's not bad at all. I use mine all the time. I use it primarily as an epic killer, but it does a very good job at that. I had to max mine for the FAP as well, so that's why I asked if yours was the same.
I think it was for the FAP, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good card though. I mean, like it's lightweight. It has no traction or ABS, but it's very lightweight, and it has over 100 MRA, and it's cheap. That's the best thing about the Zonda S. It's a bargain with its arcade. Right. That's why I like to use it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now we're really entering the guest bathroom. Is this what?
I wish those. Yeah, it is. Go back to those Astons just off to the left there.
Oh, yeah.
With these Aston Martins. Like, I had to use those for some final, I can't remember what it was. And I wish I didn't have to max both of them, because I wanted them to be better than they are. But their MRA is just not good enough to keep up. And they're kind of disappointing.
Yeah, it's not bad, though, the MRA, right? It's like 80-something.
Yeah, it's good. It's just not enough.
Right,
It's-
right. I get
There's
exactly
just other cars that are like they'll outpace it.
I think that they have fantastic stats though for RQ82. There are not a lot of 82s in the game that can get 100 handling, so
Yep. Yeah, you're right.
they are quite heavy though. And, in terms of like if you compare it to like a Zonda or something. But
Yeah.
yeah, the guest bathroom, the basement bathroom, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, we're going down to the basement now. Although, man, that TVR Typhoon, that is such a beautiful looking car. Look at that thing.
It is.
That's a gorgeous beast.
No, I agree 100%. I think it's beautiful, and it's a fantastic car though. I think it's a great 81.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, that's gonna be on my short list to start looking at maxing. I don't have anything in it yet, but both of those, and with that last event, that TVR Lotus event, like it's kind of proven to me that this thing's got some real merit.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. This car is a bargain. I want this. It's wish listed for me because it's very, very light. You max it out, and I think I've seen it. It goes under 1,000 kgs, so not like 900 something. It has a high top speed, a low 0 to 60. How does it matter when it's a drag car? And it has like 100 MRA. Like it's a great car.
Yeah, that thing looks. And the other, there's a 65 TVR, 65 RQ TVR that is really nice as well, and it's the what's the TVR that's
I
64?
highlighted that in your showcase yesterday. I know which one you're talking. It's 3.280. Those are the stats, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It stood out, for a 6. But then again, that TVR has no MRA, not like the Typhoon.
Yeah, I mean it does have enough MRA to beat the 64 TVR, and that's why I used it. It's a 64. What's the TVR name? The yellow one?
Oh, the Tamora.
The Ultra. The Tamora. It's a Tamora killer.
Yeah, it's a Tamora. Yeah, that's a good way to see it, and it has a way higher top speed as well because it goes over 200.
Right.
Does it beat the Tamora on a 1 mile though? Because the Tamora has better MRA, if I remember correctly.
I think it does. I think it just ekes it out.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, I mean you gotta max an epic to beat a max ultra though. But if you make the bag, you can spend the bag. So
yeah,
it has really nice.
I could
maxed out.
I could be wrong, but I think that it does. Off the top of my head, I would say it does. And of course, here we've got the. Okay, go ahead. What are you gonna?
Oh no, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the Giulia because I remember when I reviewed your garage, over a year ago. The Giulia was one of the 4 legendaries that I actually listed for you to max. But then again, you also had like 30 legendaries at the time. So, and I remember that you had a thing for Italian. You love Italian cars, so this would have helped with your Italian niche. But now you have the Pro car. The Pro car is maxed. You have those epic Ghiblis maxed. I don't think that this is much of a priority anymore. But you can still get a lot of value out of this though, because it's a saloon and it gets 98 handling. It is low ground clearance though. That's a really bad win ratio though. Jesus Christ, 48.
You know what? I play it. There's been a few events where it's been played, and I need to max it, because everybody else has it maxed, and it winds up just kicking my butt all over the track. So I know that it's one of those that didn't it used to be epic?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, well then it's one of these that people have had for a long time, and they've been building it up because I see it maxed or at least upgraded quite a lot.
And I think it's closer to an 81 than a 79 if anything. So I wouldn't worry about it going down to epic unless it gets a major stat change. But
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Who knows? It might even go medium. that would be insane. But yeah, let's talk about your pride and joy over here, the Aston Martin Vantage collection.
So yeah, I had another one. This game loves giving me this RQ80 Aston Martin Vantage. It's like I'm a magnet for it. I've had 5. I fused one already just because I'm never gonna need a full hand of. I don't know. I don't even know what to say about it.
So do you remember where the 5th one went?
I can't remember what it went into. I don't remember.
These two
I remember.
20 days apart.
It's so weird too because there have been a few times where if I open up a pack and your phone kind of does that little weird vibration that zzz, and you're like, you know, your heart skips a beat for a second, and you're like, oh yeah, I got a legendary, and you know, the yellow kind of goldish stripes come by, and you're like, yeah, and then you look down, and I'm like, oh, that's a cool blue, that looks really nice against the, oh, that's the Aston Martin.
If that happened to me, I'd be running laps around the room. I want this car. I want it so bad. I think there was another. He's still in my Patreon server, but he stopped playing. I think it was Chan. I think he also was a bit of a magnet for the Vantage. I think he had 3 at one point, but you've one-upped him, or 2-upped him, I guess, because he had 5 at one point. But this car likes to drop.
I don't know what it is.
It likes to
and
drop.
I had a lot of those. If you keep going down, like at the very end, the roof. What's the SUV roof? The blue one down there.
Oh, the Dakar.
That one. Yeah, I had another one of those, and I was talking to some. I think I was talking to Branch, and I was like, "Do you have this?" This is like one of the first big boy conversations I was having, because I was like, "I'm really thinking about getting rid of one of these," and he was like, "I have one, and you know, I have one max. I have another." He's like, I haven't used mine in forever. He's like, you should keep one. There's an argument to be made to have 2, but you will not need 3. And he's been absolutely right. I've never even needed 2.
You know, the Roof Dakar, there's an argument that you can say it's a bit like a Durango, because it has the MRA. You can 332 and then 323 the second if you are that crazy.
Well, I even put some upgrades into the first one, because that was one of the first SUVs that I had, and this is again back before I knew what I was doing. This might have been the first one that I packed. It would be among the first that I packed.
Yeah, it's very old.
Yeah.
It was probably there in that garage when I reviewed your garage for the first time. It was probably one of those.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
It was in that
sure
350 range, which is yeah. So that was like over a year ago. Well, not over a year ago. I mean, where was this 364? Yeah. So a day from now, it would be a year old. So congratulations, happy birthday to your Dakar.
Thanks.
So yeah, I wanted to know what else have you fused away. So the Vantage is gone, but you said that there was 2 other legidaries here and there that you yeeted. What were those 2?
The Vantage, the roof, and there was something else. I honestly can't remember what it was. It might have only been those 2. Scroll to the left a little bit more. Let's see. We'll just go through the garage again. Let me see if something pops out. It would have been a low RQ, and it would have been something that I had a few of. I don't know. Maybe it might have been a Bentley.
Maybe.
It might have been one of those. Could have had another one.
I mean, you know it's bad when like you can't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
Maybe
it might have only been those 2.
Yeah, it might have only been those 2. So you have a thing against blue cars.
Yeah, I don't like blue cars. I really hate them. No.
I hate this one.
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't have to max this out for the remake. A lot of people had to do that.
Do you know how hard I probably could not shut up about that, about not having to max things? That's all I was talking about in the server. It was like, I'm not gonna max out anything. I don't want to max out this stupid Bugatti. I was gonna be upset if I had to. I had it ready to go, but I was like, I would rather put that fused material into the Rimac, because that Rimac will wind up being more used than the Bugatti.
You're absolutely right. No, yeah, I'm glad that you didn't have to max it out, because that thing was. What did you have to use in the end then without that? Because I knew people that maxed that didn't even win it. So did you have the better? Oh, you didn't even have to max it.
No, I didn't put anything into either one of them. I was like, I'll put cash in and then I'm stopping. So I didn't do either one, and I had all the other cars, like the Epics or whatever that were.
Yeah, the JPE was what you needed. Yeah.
Yeah, and I had everything else, so I just made it work and just kind of grinded the whole thing.
You know, I think that's the ultimate win right there. You won the Rimac and you didn't need to upgrade that piece of crap. That's the ultimate win right there.
I will tell you, if you go back over, I have a personal victory and a personal loss that I'll tell you about.
Yeah,
if you scroll back over to the right.
Actually, yeah. Where do you want to go?
So keep going. A little bit further. Right there. So the Peugeot, the Oxia, that's probably the most expensive car I have in the garage, because that was in the what pack was that?
Oh, What was that pack?
I don't remember, but it was the one this past December. So it wasn't the Christmas pack, but it was something like that where I was just trying to get that thing.
It was for a GT challenge, right?
Yeah.
Was it 1986 to 88? Something along those lines. It was like it was an old pack. That's what it was.
But it was only like 4 legendaries that were in that pack, and I was like, oh man, I was really trying to get that one, and I finally got it, and I was like, okay, I'm done. Like this is killing me. And then the one that was like that I ended up just like, okay, I can't anymore, was the Ford GT90. I wanted that so bad, and I couldn't get that one.
Oh yeah, I mentioned that in the showcase. So when you watch that, yeah. I was talking about how you didn't have any Ford legendaries because you're making the GT90 and the Ford GT, the one from 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, at least the Oxia. I knew you really, really wanted this car really bad. And I knew like how much you went through trying to get this as well. So I'm glad that you got it though. I think it's interesting though, because when I first reviewed your garage the first time, you did mention that you had a thing for concepts, but when I asked you what your favorite countries were, you said American muscle and Italian. I think only recently you've really shown your love for the French concept as well.
Well, the French just have some really cool concept cars. I mean, it's not that I like Peugeots. I just like their concept cars. I mean, I don't even think that the images that Hutch uses are the best to showcase some of these, but the design elements are really cool. One of the things, if you go back, click it again, that Oxia, one of the things that's interesting about it is that, there's no rear view mirrors on this, on side mirrors, right? Mm-hmm. And as some of the guys in the server, we were talking recently about cars that don't have side mirrors, and we were looking up other pictures of cars that don't have of these cars that don't have side mirrors.
I remember
and I guess there are
crazy challenge.
It's really interesting. They have like little mirrors that you can put in the window, and you kind of roll your window up like when you go to a drive-in dinner. What do we call that? Like a drive-through. Not a drive-through, but like a drive. What's it called? Like a Sonic or something.
Oh, okay,
like a drive-in diner. Yeah. Where they come out and they put the tray on your window. Yeah, like that. But it's a rear view mirror that you just kind of roll up. So that's how you can get this thing to be street legal and have rear view mirror. I guess just don't roll down the window, otherwise your rear view mirror is gonna fly off. But I think that's an interesting solution to some of these design elements to make them street legal, but some of these things are really cool looking. And I don't know, like the what's the other French concept that's in the two-tone? What is that?
Is it the Onyx? I know you have
the Onyx.
Well.
And I think I don't have it.
Sorry,
I don't own it.
It's EX1. I knew you had that, Max, but the Onyx was the other one, I think.
But the Onyx has some really interesting design elements too. And if you go look at like the I think you got to go to all cars though. Let's find the Onyx.
The Onyx. Yeah, that's two-tone. Yeah.
And so if you look at like the rear view mirrors on that, see how they're like little slits there?
Yeah.
I believe there are cameras that go back and project inside. Like even like footage of that driving, it doesn't they don't expand or anything. They're just tiny little slits or something. I think it's just a way to get a camera angled out there to be where the rear view mirror would be, and then I think it's projected into an image on the dashboard.
I'll tell you what, for the Onyx and the the Oxia, when you were talking about those, I'll put pictures up on the screen as well, like different angles of the car, so it can justify your love for these two designs. I think this is a decent picture, but yeah, this one could have been better.
Yeah, I think so too. And then some of the other, I mean, that Peugeot, that EX1 that's a really cool picture. Like it's action packed, like something. The guy's helmet sticking out. Like that's a really cool design.
That's a cool one. Yeah. That's one thing I mentioned in a recent video. I think the thumbnail that Hutch chooses for these cars really affect if someone wants to collect them or not. It's kind of like what you see on your plate before you eat. That's half of the work.
For sure.
So one last question I want to ask before we end off the video. Looking to the future now, what is your most wanted legendary? The man that has it all. What do you want more?
Okay, so it's going to be prize cars, probably off-road. Let's go to off-road. Let's take a look at some of the off-road stuff.
Sounds good. Oh, sorry, price cards. Yep, and tires. Off-road. So they're 9.
Yeah.
That's actually a lot
So
less
probably
than
that Lancia Delta S4 Rally. Let's click that for a second. By the way, I love the picture for that. We're just talking about pictures. Do you see the guy that looks like he's holding a baby
Yes.
behind? Which I think is hilarious. It's actually he's holding a camera. I had to go and look at the source picture, but it does look like he's holding a baby, which I think is funny. But this car,
if you said that was me.
that was me. That was me at the race. That was my kidnapper. No, but anyway, this car, not having it has really. It's been a pain in my side, and a lot of these, if you click out like the go and look at some of these others, the Audi Sport Quattro, that one, and that's up there as well. Like a lot of these, I need some of these to round out what I've got.
No, I feel you, man. You know, the good news is this has only come out once. Actually, I think so. So, yeah, they're reruns. They'll happen. Actually, I don't know. The Quattro might have came out again. I'm not sure about that one. But the Lancia, that definitely only one. So that should come back.
Yeah, I hope so. Hope so soon.
Yeah, I hope so soon as well, because the Urus is coming back, and this was awarded before the Urus was even awarded the first time. So it's kind of in that, zone where, Hutch can be like, yeah, it's time to bring it back now.
But I think the problem too is that there's is the 208 WRX, has that been released? The 92?
Nope, never.
Has that been? So that's the thing though, is like this one's sitting here and hasn't been released at all. So are they gonna do a rerun, or are they just gonna release one that hasn't been released?
The smart thing they would do is release the Lancia first, because they wouldn't want to release a car that's better than this and then say, oh, now it's time to release this. Because it'll make it less enticing. I think the main reason why this is a high IQ is because I think this is they're both medium. I'm not sure why this is lower in IQ, honestly. Because there's a lower 0 to 60.
It's got lower top speed.
Just 10 top speed really making a difference of 2? I don't know about that, but
I don't think so either. But I'm just saying maybe that's it. Maybe the MRA. I don't know.
Maybe, but I wouldn't put that on the Dragon. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think that they would release the Delta before the 208, just because the 208 is probably the better car. So it wouldn't make any sense that they would release a car that's better and then release a car that's worse, because it would make it less enticing. Like, people would be like, wait, why do we want this? We just want that,
Yeah, I don't know. But I think this is the part of my garage that's really lacking right now, is some of this stuff. I mean, there's, the Bugatti. I still think I need some Bugattis to fill out things, and there's some other prize cars that are definitely out there that would the Revolution could really help my garage.
That's a really good one,
That Pikes Peak is up there, but I mean, in terms of like, if you press me to say which one, if you could have only one, probably the Lancia.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I wish you the best of luck for the years as well that's coming out right now. It's Italian, and it has saved, it's in the name. It saved my butt so many freaking times. So I really hope, I wish you the best. I think you have a very good rear-wheel drive Jaguar collection, though. I haven't made any videos about, introducing the car yet, but I have nothing but good words for that car, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. And I've already got, I've got 2 of the other, what's the name? The other SUV, the Italian SUV. What's the name of it? Yeah.
One
so I've
Max
got a couple. Yeah, and so I think that would really put me at a huge advantage if I've got 3 Italian SUVs that are all, raring and ready to go. So,
and especially if 2 of them are fully upgraded, because the Urus is definitely one of those cars you want to max. At least handling.
Oh, I will.
Handling max you want to max. But anyway, before we end off your video, I think we should end off on a high. So let's talk about kind of your prize babies over here. You just talk about your Honda DR, shall we?
I know everybody hates this car. I love it. I think that's so beautiful, that car. One thing that's really funny, again, talking about these images, this car looks like it's in the middle of like an action shot, but there's no driver. I don't know if you noticed that.
Oh my God, you're right. What? Even? Yeah, it looks like it's like, coming out of a turn.
It's not. It's just the angle that they shot. There's no driver in the car.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize that.
And I don't know. I like the design. This one looks beautiful.
This one I can tell there's no driver. I don't know why.
There is a driver. There is a driver. That's the twist.
There's a driver in this, but there's no driver in that. Yeah, that would be funny.
Right.
Actually.
I don't know, some of these design elements, man, it just gets me. It's just, it's really like when you can see the car designers that are not restricted by any sort of commercial appeal of just, let's just go sick. Let's just do whatever we want to do. And what could it be? And I don't know, some of that stuff is really interesting. It takes it out of just being a cool car and turns it into a piece of art. And that's what I like about it.
You know, I completely agree with you. I've given this car some crap, but I will tell you that this is a very, very beautiful car. I can't say the same for the Honda Dia. I don't think it looks that nice, but the EXP100 GT I think is freaking beautiful. I love what they're doing with the
It's over.
and everything.
I'm surprised it got over 200 miles an hour.
Me too. It was 186 stock, right? I thought it was gonna hit like 199.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, I'm glad that it kind of just went over that. It gives it a little bit more clout.
Yep, just a little bit, and it's fast, man. It's like
fast.
what one of the best quarter miles in the game.
No, you're right. Like I said, it's a demon on steroids. The only thing I have against this is I think it's a bit too expensive. It's a bit overpriced
I would agree.
in terms of RQ, but the stats are great. Besides the handling, but we don't care about that. It's a drag car. And yeah, it's a demon on steroids. That's what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But anyway, that is Canon's showcase for his legendaries. The second part might even be longer than the first part. I'm not sure. The first part was about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. So we'll check this at the end of the video. But anyway, Canon, any last words before I end off the video?
Yeah, I think I've said this to you before, but I really appreciate your server and like just all of the people on there, because coming into that was another really nice look. That's I think the prettiest car in the game. I think I told you this about a year ago. This birdcage, that's so aggressive. Look at that car. Like somebody designed that going, yeah, you're gonna be in a bubble. Anyway, let me get back to your Discord. I wanted to say I think your Discord really helped shape my game a lot, and I think I was really thirsty for it because I didn't know what it was doing, and I knew that I needed to be talking to other people about the game and try to figure out what I should be doing. I didn't know how to find tracks before races and things like that. Just there were so many different things that I needed to know, and I knew I needed to talk to other people about how to play some of these challenges, just what cars to focus on. And I think as soon as I hit your server, everyone was super warm and super welcoming. And I think that you set the tone. And I think that I'm really appreciative of that. Like that we all chat really consistently there and give such great advice to everyone, and everyone's just so really very chill and relaxed and friendly with everybody, and that's made a huge difference in not only the gameplay but just the joy that I've had in playing the game. And it's made a big difference. It's made the whole game a whole lot more fun.
Yeah,
so I appreciate
think that was one of the last things Leo said before he left, and that it was like the community that was really one of the biggest highlights of the game and what really kept him going at the final days when he was playing.
What why are you making this about Leah? Why you gotta talk about Leah?
Yeah, you want me to make it about someone else? Let's end up the video. You were talking about how the community is so great, right? So you got any nice words for Rambucha before we end up the video?
No, that guy.